Hi, so in this optional video, I'm going to upgrade Block Breaker to Unity 5. So if you have Unity 5 installed, then you can go ahead and upgrade the project to Unity 5, and then I'm going to do a WebGL build. So when you try and open Block Breaker in Unity 5, you're going to get this message that's saying the project contains scripts and/or assemblies that use obsolete APIs. Sounds a bit jargony. There are some changes in Unity 5. I'll show you them once we have actually made the upgrade. So before you do it, please do make a zip of your Unity folder. Close your project, make a zip, or if you're using version control, take a commit. And do make that backup first, and then go ahead. It won't break it, by the way, but if you want to be able to go back to Unity 4, you need to make the backup. Okay, so then what you do is you click the button, and it will, in a moment, open up like so. Now, here is Block Breaker in Unity 5. Let's go to our Start menu scene, and as you can see, it looks largely the same. Let's try playing it. Music's working. And is the game working? Yep, my daughter's sound effects. It's all working just fine. Now, there are sometimes some things that are a little different in Unity 5. Like, for example, when you have a UI, then the vertical order of things in this UI hierarchy can change what renders on top of what, but that's not causing us a problem here. Let's just check both the Start menu and the Win screen for that, and the Lose screen. All looks okay. So the thing that you'll notice that's actually changed is all just to do with the scripts. There's been some minor changes to the scripts. Let me show you. This is my version control system, but let's take an example of, say, the ball. And what it's done for us is instead of being able to just say rigid body 2D dot, we now have to say get component angle brackets rigid 2D and then normal brackets dot. So that's the bit in the middle there, this get component. And that goes for other things as well, like audio sources. Rather than just saying audio source.play, we need to say get component audio source.play. So basically, Unity has firewalled all of these different components so that we actually have to make an explicit get for them. But that's fine. That's a very minor change, and it will actually do it for you. You can see it everywhere, get component. So it's made those changes for you. Great. So what I want to show you briefly now is how to do a WebGL build. GameBucket is all ready for a WebGL build, so you just come to File, Build Settings here. Now, if you're in Unity 5, there's a new option, WebGL Preview there. So we switch the platform to that. And then you'll see at the top, this is also a difference in Unity 5. After the project name, you get WebGL as the platform name, and then Personal is the addition of Unity. And then we build and run. And it's going to say, well, where do you want me to go? Well, I'll put it, say, in my downloads, for example. And there we go. It'll compile it, and you'll get a file that you can put in GameBucket in the same way as you put your other projects in there, or as I showed you earlier in this section, and you will be able to host your game. The difference with a WebGL build, of course, is that you do not need the player does not need to have the Unity plugin. It works purely off HTML5, which most or all modern browsers support. So after a while, you should notice your browser open like this, and you will be able to play the game in a web browser. But this is a locally hosted version of your game here, and you can see that it says Unity WebGL at the bottom, and you can make it full screen, and it runs beautifully without using a Unity plugin, which is great. So how do we get this up to GameBucket? Well, what you want to do is look in the folder that you stored your project in. So in this case, it was WebGL build in my downloads. Just zip up that entire folder, just compress it. Now you can do that on Windows or Mac in a similar way. Compress it like so. And then once you have the zip file, you simply upload that zip file to GameBucket. And it'll take a little while, but when it's finished, you'll get something like this. You'll just get your game hosted running inside GameBucket, and you can take that URL, check it in an incognito browser tab like this, just to simulate you not being logged in, and then you'll know that if you share that with your friends, that this is exactly what they'll see. And they don't need a Unity plugin. So there you go, WebGL build and Unity 5. See you soon.